Welcome to another day with Plugged In with Joseph Tolbert. I have a great show for you today. I have a very special guest for you today. He is none other than myself. So let's have a great show. Today we'll be talking about the death of Batham Jean. We'll be talking about Representative or Senator Cory Booker's statement and what he's going through in the Judiciary Committee. We'll also be talking about today the voting rights for felons in Maryland. It's very important that we understand our rights as it pertains to Maryland. So let's get ready to check out this video of Mr. Batham Jean. Please roll the video.
All right, protests over the police shooting death of a black man inside his own apartment in Dallas grew tense overnight. A Dallas Morning News journalist captured an officer firing what appeared to be a pepper ball gun into the crowd. More than 100 people gathered to demand justice for Batham Jean. The 26-year-old was shot last week by off-duty police officer Amber Geiger. Omar Villafranca is at the Dallas apartment complex where it all happened. Omar, good morning.
Nora, good morning. Geiger is charged with manslaughter after what happened at this apartment complex. But demonstrators say that is not enough. Her case now heads to a grand jury where those charges could be bumped up to murder. Dozens of demonstrators gathered outside Dallas Police Headquarters Monday evening, demanding justice for Batham Jean. Dallas County District Attorney Faith Johnson.
We will make certain that justice is done in this case.
According to an arrest warrant, Geiger told investigators that she went to what she thought was her third-floor apartment. Instead, she went to Jean's fourth-floor apartment directly above hers. Geiger says her door was ajar and she saw a large silhouette inside. After giving verbal commands that were ignored, she fired her handgun twice, striking Batham once in the torso. It wasn't until Geiger turned on the lights and called 911 that she realized she was at the wrong apartment. Attorneys for Jean's family say two witnesses told them details that contradict Geiger's account.
They heard knocking down the hallway. Followed by a woman's voice that they believe to be Officer Geiger saying, "Let me in, let me in."
The family's attorneys say one of the witnesses then heard gunshots, followed by a man's voice.
What we believe to be the last words of Batham Jean, which was, "Oh my God, why did you do that?"
Allison Jean wants to know what happened to her son.
I'm not satisfied that we have all the answers.
There is really no reason why a mother should have to wait until the conclusion of an investigation to know what happened to her child.
The Texas Rangers are leading this investigation while the Jean family is planning for a very large funeral on Thursday. Gail?
All right. Thank you very much, Omar. A lot of questions remaining there.
Wait a minute. I'm a little confused with what I just saw, as I know many of you are confused as well. We're going to get into this tonight, as I do not believe for 1 minute the account that Officer Amber Geiger is giving us. I'm going to open up the phone lines in a second, so please remember to call 301-429-9247. 301-429-9247. Let's just deal with this for a second. Let's just deal with the account that Officer Geiger gave, okay? She said that she parked into the wrong garage, went up the steps to what she thought was her apartment, and the door was ajar. Okay? Let's just visualize this. She went up the steps to what she thought was her apartment, and the door was open. She said that she gave verbal commands for the person in the house to come out, and when he refused the verbal commands, she then shot and killed Mr. Batham. Now here's what I don't understand. I cannot understand for the life of me, how do you go to an apartment, open the door, and see the furniture in the apartment? Because any sane person, when you open up the door of your apartment, you're going to recognize the furniture in your apartment. So this story does not muster to me. I cannot understand how Officer Geyer opened the door, looked into the apartment, saw the furniture in the apartment, and then gave verbal commands to the resident of the apartment, and then shot and killed the brother. This does not sit well with me. So here we go again today. An unarmed black man is shot down and killed in his own apartment. Just think about this. In his own apartment, a black man is shot down and killed, and the story that she gives us is that she went to the wrong apartment. Not to mention the neighbors stating that they heard someone knocking on the door. And then they had the gumption. No, not the gumption. They had the mitigated gall to charge this officer with manslaughter. Now wait a minute. As I understand manslaughter is recklessly causing the death of another with no malicious intent. With no malicious intent. How could there be no malicious intent if you looked into the apartment and saw that it was not your furniture in the apartment, and you still shot your service pistol and killed the brother? I'm not going to get into speculations on whether they were dating or not dating. My point that I'm trying to make is that the officer killed this brother in his own apartment. There has got to be at the least, there has got to be second-degree murder. At the very least, second degree. If that was me or you that claimed that we went into the wrong apartment and shot some Caucasian woman, we'll be looking at the death penalty right now. No questions asked about it. We'll be looking at the death penalty. I want to bring in some phone calls. You all call me at 301-429-9247. I would like to hear what you have to say about this matter. Please make sure you cut down the volume in the background so that we don't have no feedback. This is ridiculous. I need you all to call 301-429-9247 because I cannot, and then people want to know, why Colin Kaepernick is taking a knee. You have people actually burning their Nikes because they are mad that Nike gave Colin Kaepernick a deal. I want you all to call in for this one. I am not happy with this one at all. 301-429-9247. We cannot let this go. One thing that I like that I saw the citizens go into the town hall meeting and stand up for themselves and demand justice. See, you can't sit back. Well, another thing with us, we cannot sit back and wait for it to happen. We have to get involved. Okay? We have to be proactive. We can't wait until it's our child laying in the middle of the street or laying in his own apartment and being slaughtered. We cannot sit back and wait for that. I had to maintain my composure because you know I can get a little aggravated sometimes. So I had to maintain my composure as I was putting this together because this doesn't make any sense. I can't even imagine my son being in his own apartment and being murdered, and then the officer is being charged with reckless endangerment. How do you not look in your into the apartment and see that it's not your furniture. Then they said that there was a red doormat on the floor, on the door before you entered the apartment. You had to know that that wasn't your doormat. This doesn't make sense. We're coming up on a commercial break. We got a nice lineup today. I'm opening up the phone lines, 301-429-9247. We're coming up on a commercial. I want to get a couple of calls in before we go to commercial break, as we're going to be talking about Ben Jealous. Let me see here. Cory Booker. Oh, that's my man right there. We got to talk about Cory Booker. That's my man right there. So get ready for a nice show tonight. I want your feedback. I want you to come on the line, talk to me. I know some of y'all watching the football game. You know, right now we're going to put the football game to the side because we got a lot to talk about tonight. Let's get ready for this commercial break coming up. Let's go ahead and bring on this commercial break. We'll be right back as soon as these commercials are done.
Ben Jealous. His mother was raised in a Baltimore housing project and left Maryland because her interracial marriage was illegal. He was a Rhodes Scholar who became the youngest national president of the NAACP, which he led to an era of unprecedented growth. Ben Jealous, community organizer, civil rights leader, job-creating investor. Named Marylander of the Year for his role in ending the death penalty, passing marriage equality, and the DREAM Act.
I'm Ben Jealous. I'm running for governor to make sure public school teachers are trained well and paid better, to end mass incarceration and police killings of unarmed civilians, to build a robust, inclusive, and sustainable economy powered by clean energy. I'm the only candidate with a plan for Medicare for all. That means real health care every Marylander can afford. As governor, I'll confront Trump when he attacks our values. I've spent my life overcoming challenges most thought impossible. Maryland, it's time for bold victories and new leadership.
If people say your dreams are crazy, if they laugh at what you think you can do, good. Stay that way. Because what non-believers fail to understand is that calling a dream crazy is not an insult. It's a compliment. Don't try to be the fastest runner in your school or the fastest in the world. Be the fastest ever. Don't picture yourself wearing OBJ's jersey. Picture OBJ wearing yours. Don't settle for homecoming queen or linebacker. Do both. Lose 120 pounds and become an Ironman after beating a brain tumor. Don't believe you have to be like anybody to be somebody. If you're born a refugee, don't let it stop you from playing soccer for the national team at age 16. Don't become the best basketball player on the planet. Be bigger than basketball. Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. When they talk about the greatest team in the history of the sport, make sure it's your team. If you have only one hand, don't just watch football, play it at the highest level. And if you're a girl from Compton, don't just become a tennis player. Become the greatest athlete ever. Yeah, that's more like it. So don't ask if your dreams are crazy. Ask if they're crazy enough.